This is the book. It's called The Courage of Grace, One Family's Journey Through Teenage Pregnancy. Diane and Laurel Donaldson. They live not too far from the studio, and it's a story that I think thousands of people go through every year. Daughter comes home, and one way or another, she announces that she's pregnant. Now, Laurel, you were 16?
I was 16, yes.
I was impressed when I read the book at how forthright you were in terms of telling your mom and dad. Like, you told them right away, as soon as you knew. Was that just a kind of a reflex on your part? Did that reflect the relationship you had with them? Were you just, like, why did you decide to do it right away?
I was a little bit forced into it. The biological father started telling everyone in high school pretty much right away, so I knew they would find out sooner or later.
Yeah. Now, you give him the pseudonym Josh. We won't ask what his real name was. Was he proud of this? I mean, is that why he was telling everybody?
I think at first it was, yeah, a proud thing. Oh, look at what I did. Yeah.
He was what, 15?
Yeah, he was 15. He turned 16 shortly after.
So you come in one day and tell Mom and Dad that you're pregnant. Mom and Dad are here, David and Diane. Gut reaction, Diane. What was it, as soon as you heard?
Well, I didn't believe her when she told me at first. I thought she was joking. It was kind of shock and disbelief. We had always, had candid conversations about sex and relationships, and she was involved in the church, and we thought spiritually she was pretty strong. So I was just really kind of, confused and kind of in denial when she first told us. Although at the same time, God gave me the grace to show their love to her and to kind of put that aside and concentrate on her and what she was going through. So,
how about you, David? Did you want to go over and break the kids' legs?
Your question was first? No. After a while? Yeah.
No, really.
Shortly thereafter.
A dad gets ticked when somebody's messing with his daughter, right?
Yeah. Yes, very much so. My first reaction was just a profound sense of disappointment, though, and how can I get out of here?
Disappointment in Laurel?
I think so.
Yeah.
The situation, disappointment in me as well, or disappointment in what I thought life was going to hold. So,
well,
an instantaneous loss.
Yeah, you talk in the book about plans. Are you a planner?
I didn't think I was, but together we had this script. And, we had our kids young, and they were going to be out of the house when we were in their 40s and enjoy the rest of our lives. Yeah. And so that was sort of the plan, the structure, and God seemed to orchestrate things to that end until September of '02. Yes.
You didn't want a baby around.
Oh, absolutely not.
You've been through the baby stage.
Yes. Couldn't stand bath toys. I love. I'm a bit of a minimalist, and counters are clear and everything is.
No more rubber ducky.
No more rubber duckies. No more whatever's in the bathtub. I just can't stand that.
Did you sense this, Laurel?
Yes.
And how did that make you feel?
Well, when I first told them, there was just silence, and silence is always worse than yelling or screaming. It was just, I felt like I disappointed them, like I really ruined their idea of who I was, and disappointed.
Were you disappointed in yourself?
Yes, for sure. There's a lot of emotions going on for that whole 9 months that I was pregnant. Disappointment in myself, disappointment in the situation, wondering why did I do this, why,
Were you disappointed in Josh? I mean, he just basically lost interest in you after all of this and became almost like a stranger.
I was never really that connected with him in the first place, that I was in my own little world and bubble, and it was just me and my pregnancy, so I was okay with him just backing out of it and letting me deal with everything.
Now, the big question...
You were mad a little bit at the beginning when he would be telling the kids names about you and stuff like that.
And talking about me and telling the entire school. That was not my intent. I would have kept it quiet a little bit longer, but...
What kind of a response or reaction did you get from your friends at school?
There was a mixture. There was support. I withdrawn from a lot of my friends and went into my own little world trying to deal with everything. So I felt a little bit put on the sideline, felt a lot alone. I was very alone. They went on with their lives and dealt with high school things when I was trying to deal with more mature.
Why were you so against abortion?
I grew up in a Christian home, and my parents always taught me that it was wrong. It's not what Christians should be doing, and I just couldn't imagine going through an abortion.
How about you, David and Diane? I mean, abortion would have been an easy way out?
To be honest, it never really crossed my mind.
Yeah.
I really believe the baby is a baby.
Yeah.
It's not a fetus, it's a baby.
Yeah.
And I knew that whatever she went through, we could support her, whether it was her decision to keep the baby or to put him up for adoption. But it was just important to me that that life was there. So it was a huge relief when she said for sure that she wouldn't have an abortion. I don't know how we would have handled it if she had said that she was going to do that. Because part of what Dave and I really tried to do was, it was her decision to make. I mean, we influenced it, we gave her our opinions, but we knew that whatever choice she was to make, that she would have to own it. So we didn't want to demand that she put the baby up for adoption or keep the baby, but we did pray for a certain end that would happen.
So David, were you and Dan prepared to support her in whatever decision she made?
Yes, I think so. I think so. But you started this question with the abortion issue.
Yeah,
and
like if she had chosen abortion, would you have supported her in that?
I don't know, because it was never an issue, and that was, you know, it was, life is sacred, and that's sort of how we stood, and that's how we stood. So it never came up. I don't think we would have. I don't know what that would have looked like.
Yeah.
But no, life was sacred, and here are the two options before us.
And was the option of adoption comforting to you in the initial stages? Well,
oh,
you know,
it was the way.
It was the way.
It was the way.
Me, not for me.
Yeah, but for you, it would have meant
yeah,
no more rubber duckies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for you, the maternal juices were already kicking in.
Oh yes, yeah. I would have found it very difficult for the baby to be adopted and not be there to see my grandchild growing. Although there's open adoption, but it's still not the same.
You saw this as a grandchild in the making.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. For sure.
Did you sense the support that I mean, the longer your pregnancy continued, your mother was more into it. I mean, she was actually even getting quite protective of this child that was about to be born. Did you sense that your parents were behind you?